Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll host an Express app to an EC2 instance and we will get the project files from an AWS S3 Artifact. So we will do this step by step. We will actually first set up the required AWS resources and settings, and then we will go on creating the project and uploading the project. So first of all, we will clone the repo. So I have this GitHub repo ready. I'll have the link of this GitHub repo in the description below, so you can use that. So let me clone this. Right, so we will go into the project folder and we'll open up it in VS Code. So it's a Node Express project, so we will do the npm install first, and we have an build command, so we will run npm run build, and it has the dist now index.js. TypeScript is compiled to the JS, so we'll run node dist/index.js, and in the localhost 3000 we get the hello world. So this is the by far the simplest application that we can set up in Express with TypeScript. So we will go to the next step. So the next step is to set up some AWS resources and settings. So first of all, we will go to the AWS, and if you open up the AWS, you will be in this very dashboard. Probably the UI will be slightly different, but you can go to the EC2, and if you scroll down here, you will see the key pairs. We will generate a key pair. We will name it like demo. Code deploy demo. So I have it in the downloads now. I'll copy that and paste that in the home directory, right? And the next thing is we have to create a security group. So we will go to the AWS EC2, then in the network security section we have the security groups. We will create a security group. In the inbound rules we will have SSH. I'll put it as anywhere, because if my internet connection is actually restarted in between, my IP will be changed because I don't have a static IP. So here I'll provide the 3000 port because our application is running on 3000, so that should be open. Now we will go ahead and create the security group. Right, and the third one, we are going to use AWS S3 service in order to store the project artifact. That means the project files will be stored in S3, and in the EC2 instance the project files will be fetched from the AWS S3. So we need to go to the AWS S3 service, and we have to create a bucket. So that's how they call it, bucket. So in this case I have already the commands ready, so I have to use, in this case, because I have used the bucket name as TypeScript Express Artifact, here I'll use that name. In my region it's Mumbai, and I'll choose the default options. Right, so that is done, and now let us go ahead and create the instance. Before, we have to go and do these steps, but before that I'll let you know why we do that. And instead of doing that first, we will first set up the project, and then I'll explain why we have to do this. So first things first, we have to upload the project files. These are the project files, and we have to upload this to the S3. So how we can do that is, we want to do this from command line, and AWS provides a way to do this. AWS has a CLI tool, and that is the easiest of options available to upload files from the terminal. Obviously that's why they're calling it CLI, command line interface. So we have to install the CLI. So I have the link in the readme of this Git repo. You can click on it, and it will have the details how to install. In my case, I've already installed it, AWS -- version. You can go to this link, and then to the respective OS, it will say which way you can install it from GUI installer or command line. If it is command line, all you have to do is just run these commands, 2 commands, right? So once that is completed, you will get output to the AWS -- version. So AWS CLI is to do certain most of the things that we can do in the AWS dashboard. It is probably a subset of all the things. In the AWS dashboard, we can do many things. It may not be possible to do all the things that we do here in the AWS CLI from the command line, but most of the important things are certainly there. So to upload the project files, all these files to the S3 using command line is certainly there. There's a command to do it, that is AWS S3 CP. So I can provide you the details about it. So in order to get the details, all we have to do is AWS S3 CP help. So when we do that, we will get the description of this very command, how to do this, what are the options, and we'll also see some examples, I think, in the down below. Let me just go through it. Yeah, it has a lot of options. Right. Yeah, examples. So AWS S3 CP test.txt. So when we run this command in a terminal in a particular path, this assumes that this very file will be there in the running directory, and this will be uploaded to the bucket with this name to this file name. So that's how it is. So in our case as well, we have to do the same. What we have to do is we have to create a zip out of all the project files, and then we have to upload the files into the AWS S3 bucket. So in order to create a zip out of the project files, what we have to do is, because we are in the project directory and we have the project files here, we can just run this zip command. It's already installed in my machine. If not, I think in Mac it actually comes already with the OS. I doubt. I don't quite remember whether it was already installed or not, but you can easily install if it is not there. So this very command will actually create a project.zip file, and if I do the ll again, you see the project.zip. Yes. So this file has actually all the files in the project other than the dist and git and node modules. So the next step is we want to upload this project.zip into S3. So all we have to do is just run this command. So because we have a project.zip here, AWS S3 CP for copy, project.zip, this very file, and it will upload to the TypeScript Express Artifact bucket. Then inside that there will be a folder code deploy 1. Then it will be copied to project.zip file. But this would not work because I have not configured my AWS CLI. After installing the AWS CLI, we have to configure it. So in order to do that, we have to go to the AWS IAM service, and then we have to go ahead and create a user. So in my case, I don't have a user right now, so I'll create a user, demo user. I don't need the AWS console dashboard access, so I'll just stick with the programmatic access, because yeah, the programmatic access is only for AWS API. If you're going to do stuff in AWS using code, that is AWS has this REST API, then the CLI, then the SDK. If you're going to do stuff in AWS using some programming in the respective language, so this is where you have to check. If you want to log into AWS dashboard, then you can check this as well. In our case, we'll stick with the AWS key programmatic access. So I'll hit next permissions. Yeah, right, it has administrator access, so it actually covers the S3 full access. And then I'll click next tags and I'll review, create user. So I have the access key and I have the secret key. So I'm going to configure the AWS CLI in my local machine. AWS configure I'm doing this for the second time, that is why it is showing this here. In your case, if you're doing it for the first time, it won't be showing it here. So I'm going to copy the access key and paste this in. Secret key also, because in my case I've done this previously, so I'm practically resetting this. In your case, if you're doing it fresh, there won't be anything. I'm going to show the access key and copy this and paste this in. AP South 1, yes it is AP South 1, JSON, right? Now we can do this thing. We can copy this and we can run this. Yeah, it says upload, so it actually uploaded this project.zip to this path. So let's go to the AWS S3 and see our bucket. Okay, it has the code deploy 1 and it also has the project.zip. So we have uploaded the project directory to the S3. Right. So we have uploaded the artifact to the S3 now. Now we have to set up the server, obviously. Now we will go to the EC2 service, and we are going to create an instance, Express server. We will have Ubuntu 20.04. Key pair will be code deploy demo. Security group will be the one that we have created, demo group, right? Launch instance, right? We will go to the instances, pending, yeah, this one in my case, I named the same. This was my previous server. Now the one that we created just now is the pending one, this one. So if we refresh this once again, it should probably be running. Yes, now it is running. Right, so we'll grab the IP and we'll open up a new tab, SSH Ubuntu at IP, then I code deploy demo. Wait a minute. So before that we have to chmod 400 code deploy demo password. Now we'll log in again. Right, we have logged into the Ubuntu. It's the Ubuntu. As you see here, who am I? Right, I'm Ubuntu. So in this tab we are in server, this tab we are in local. So next thing is we have to create a directory in the server in order to put the files in, and then we will use this very path. So mkdir-p, then code express. We got into the folder. This is a path, right? So we will have to download the project files into this folder, this very folder. Right. So in order to do this, what is the easiest of ways to do this? Of course, it is AWS CLI. We have to use AWS CLI in the Ubuntu server. So obviously that means we have to install it in Ubuntu. So we'll go to the same AWS CLI installation and we will choose Linux. So Linux x64, I'll copy this and open up a new tab in VS Code to easily copy paste this one. So first command, I'm going to run this. So I switch to the home directory and I run this curl, and now this file is downloaded, aws cli.zip. Yes, now we have to unzip it. Sorry, unzip. Okay, unzip not found, but we can install it. Unzip. Yeah, now we will unzip it. So it is unzipped to the folder AWS, right? And we will run this command in order to install it, right? So it says it's installed. Let's check by providing the AWS -- version. So it says AWS is installed. You see output for this command. That means AWS CLI is installed, right? So the next thing is we want to download this very file, right? So this is the path of this file. As we can see, S3, we will go to the bucket, code deploy project. You see the path is S3 URI is this one. So this is exactly the same as we have in here. So we can copy this and we can download by providing this command. So AWS S3 CP, source is this path, source is this very path, and we'll copy that to the project.zip. So destination is project.zip. So we can run this. No, I'll copy this and then AWS S3 CP this path, then project.zip. So let us try this command. It says unable to locate credentials. Okay, we did configure the AWS in our local machine by providing the AWS configure command, but in the server we haven't done that. So should we do the same in server by creating another user? We can do so, but there's a more easier or flexible approach. That is the approach of creating a role with the needed permission and assigning the role to the EC2 instance. So let's do that. So we have to go to the IAM. Right, so we will go to the roles. We will create a role, AWS service, EC2. Next, in this case, S3 full access. Yeah, we will just provide the S3 full access for now. This should not be done in production. You should be only providing the access to the only required bucket. So we'll provide it EC2 role, and let's go ahead and create the role. Right, we are creating the role. Now this EC2 role has the S3 full access. Now what we have to do is we have to go to the instance, and in the instance actions we have this security modify IAM role, and we can provide the EC2 role here. So this means that this server will be having the permissions in this very role. So this role has S3 full access. So if we do this again, we are in the server and we are running the AWS S3 CP S3. I mean, we are copying through AWS CLI in the server. Yeah, it says it has downloaded the project. So that means we are able to successfully download the artifact from AWS S3 to the server. Now what is the thing that we have to do? Now we have to unzip it, obviously, and we can unzip it straight to that very directory, right? And we will just confirm it, code/express code deploy 1 will clear ll, right? Yeah, it says so all the files has been extracted from the project.zip inside the server. Now we have to run npm install. Oh, okay, we haven't installed the node.js. So what is the node version that we have in the local? 16.6.1. So we have the command to do that. We'll copy this command. It's in the etc/userdata.sh. So we'll go to the server. We'll paste this command, and once it is complete, we will just run this. Right, node-v, yeah, node is installed. Now we can run npm install. When we can run npm run build like we have done in the local. Now we can run node space in this/index.js. We have the app listening on port 3000, right? Now we will just grab the IP address of the server and we'll open up a new tab, :3000. Hooray, we have the hello world. So what next? So if we go to the readme, yeah, we have done this. We have created the demo IAM user and installed configured the AWS CLI in our local machine. We created the instance, we SSH into the instance and installed Node.js. We set up the project folder. We set up the AWS CLI in the server. We uploaded the files from the local machine to the S3 bucket, and we downloaded the project artifact from the S3 to the server, and we extracted it and copied it to the project folder. We run the npm install, we run the build, and then we run node dist index.js. Now we will just do something else. We'll create a systemd so that we don't have to run this all the time. So yeah, we will create a file etc systemd system node api.service. Right, I'll copy this and paste this in, save it, and we have to run sudo systemctl daemon reload, sudo systemctl enable. We have to enable the service, enable node API service. Right, we have to sudo systemctl start node API service, and we can see the log of the process journal ctl -fu node -api.service. Right, it says app listening on port 3000. I mentioned about this systemd service in one of the previous videos. I'll have that link in this video description. So this is just to have this. This is basically a background service runner, so that you don't have to always run the go to the project directory and run the dist. You don't have to do that. This will be done in the background. So now it is running in the background. We can go to the browser again and refresh. So it is working. Still it is working. So that means we have set this systemd service successfully. Right. So the next thing is we have set all these things up again. So we just want to show that how easy it is to update the code and deploy. Hello world, this is my first time in dealing with Artefact. Right, so I'm going to upload this to the server. No, I mean I'm going to upload the updated project to the S3 bucket. I'll just have the S3 bucket here opened. So how I can do that is I have it in the README. So we create the zip again, and we will upload the zip again to the exact same location. So I'm in the project directory, and because we have updated the code here, we want to see the exact thing in the server as well. So for that, we will copy this command, right? So it actually created a zip, and it also uploaded the zip into the S3. Right, here we will go to the project home directory, and we will run this one by once again. We downloaded this, right? We unzipped this. We will do the npm install again. We will run the npm run build again. Here we are providing the prefix so that we can do this from the home directory. So we'll restart the node service so that the changes are affected. And if we go here and refresh, here it is. We just with how many commands? We did one command here, and we did I think four or five commands. Yeah, I think 5 commands. Let's just do it one more time. Second time, right? So in the local machine we do this again, right? We created the zip and we uploaded the zip. Now we are going to do this as one command, and right, and we can put and that means the command will be running one after the other. Npm install, npm run build. Now last command, right? So just with this command, let us go to server terminal, right? We paste this in, so it downloads the artifact from the S3 with this command, right? And then it unzips it to the project directory. Then it do the npm install again, which is actually unnecessary because we haven't installed any new package in the package JSON, but still, as a matter of practice, we are doing it. So then we do the npm run build because we have the source files changed, so we have to build it again. That's what we do here. Then in order to take the changes into effect, we restart the systemd service. We just run this again. Yeah, it downloads, it installs the npm, it compiles, and it restarted. Right, now we refresh this again. Second time, yeah. So now you will probably feel why we have done this. So with just one command in the local machine and one command in the server, we have updated our Express app. So isn't that awesome? So in the next video, we'll demonstrate how to do this without a command. We will use a service in AWS called Code Deploy, and see you in the next video with that. Thank you.